February 8th, 2020, and this video is called Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center Deletes All Past Radiation Monitor Data. Now, I really don't know what's going on. I did a video a couple weeks ago how all of the sites were inactive. Now, first of all, this is a private company, it says here. Now, I don't know what is going on here, but it's kind of peculiar. So just check this out. They deleted all of their data. Now, if you go onto it, and I became a member so you can get the past data. So what's interesting is if you go onto any of these sites here and you click for the data, it shows that it's still up, and that was down for about a month. But if you go to the 6-month average, it doesn't show anything. You got to go to the 2-month average, and that's as far as it goes to. It looks like they started recording again on December 10th. And today is February 7th. Now here is Chicago. It's doing the same thing. If you go, it's just weird. Look at these numbers here. Like, I used to be able to go to the 12-year and see how the data kind of shows up and moves, but the charts aren't working to show you. If you go to the 1 month, it's good. When you go to 3 months, that's about it. It doesn't show anything more. Now, you used to be able to do the 12-year, and I think it was actually, it looks like they got the data there, but it looks like they started posting it about 7 years ago, and I'm going to show you how I know that to be true. Now, what's really weird is on some of them, there's like nothing showing up at all. Now, this is Japan. This is over by Fukushima here. This is that's the station there. And this is when they were off. They went off on January 10th, and I thought they were all inactivated, which they were. And they came back up on, it looks like February 3rd. But you used to be able to go here and it would display the data. Now here's another one for Fukushima. Now this is right around the plant there, MP5. This is Daiichi. There's the 1 month. There's the 2 month. And there is the 3 month with nothing is showing up anymore. Here is Fukushima number 8. That seems to be about it. Now, here is There's another Fukushima one. Now this is, well, first let's go back here. I'll show you. This was in 2019, January 4th. I did this reading because I thought these spikes were actually when it was recording, when they were dumping their water somewhere. That's where you would get these spikes. But if you look, this went all the way back to like 2013, way up in here. And now this is a screen save. This is MP8. Now this is another bizarro thing is it seems like they're all connected. This is Hawaii. And you go to the 3 month and you get this internal server error. Right around January 4th or 5th, it seems like, is when they turned them off. And they were off for a long time. And they all came back on around February 3rd or 4th. And if you could see, they're back January 7th. Now, this is bizarre because we used to be able to have years of data, and now it seems to be all gone. Now, what's interesting is Japan has 3,000 of these monitors, and I don't think these are private citizens that have the monitors over here. Now, the ones in America, they do have private ones, and also the EPA RadNet is tied into here because you could see them right over in here. Here's the EPA network. So if we take out the NETC network, and that, these are the gamma and beta networks for the EPA. Now that's where, like right here, there's one in Cleveland. But let's go to 3 months, and it won't let you do it. There's the 2 month. Once you go to 3 months, so I can't figure this out. Why in the world are the EPA? Everything is coming in through the Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center, but it seems to correspond with they were all shut down for about a month. Hawaii, but then you have Fukushima. This makes no sense whatsoever. Now, if you look at the RadNet, like say Cincinnati here, they're all on. But if you go to the Hawaii one, it looks like they were turned off at the same time as all the other ones were. So I can't figure out what's going on here. But if you go into their chat room for this Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center, someone does notice that it says the private stations are missing from the map for the last week. This was posted on January 16th. So emails to the staff have not been answered. The server seems to be getting data, as I can reach my own graphs from there, but no map icons for one sites. Has anyone else noticed this? Then Texas says on the 17th, no, might be out of business. And then on the 19th, Skybug says, just noticed that as well. Sure hope it didn't go under. Only 2 sites I send data to and rely on. Nobody has heard anything yet. No sense pumping data into the site if it's not going to be used or observed. Sad day if this has gone by the wayside. Been a great site and learned a lot from folks here, which we can still do and will still, since we can still post and chat and watch the other sensors that are still showing up. I see we are on the map again. Was there any info on what happened? Am I missing post on here of the issues, or was it just magic that it started working again? And then King Cobra says that he apologizes for the tardiness. Says you mentioned that the private sites are not working, but it appears the data from the EPA sites are actually what is absent from the map. While I personally do not have access to attempt to fix that or the coding knowledge to do it, I can reach out to those who can and will attempt to do so right now. Well, as of the 28th of January, or actually February 3rd, that's when he joined. On February 3rd, 2020, it says, unfortunately, it says, update, I have reached out to those in charge. Unfortunately, I was unable to get anyone voice, but I left messages alerting them to the problem. And it doesn't seem to have any effect. So something's up with this site. And actually, this is his site. If you went to his site right here in Illinois, what's weird it seems like none of his data, it's updated on February 8th, but there's no data that's being sent up there. But if you look at the 7 years, look at his high, 2248, but nothing else shows up on the screens here. So this site is, I think, down. If you look, this is in North Carolina. They have that same outage again. This one is in Calgary, and it seemed like they had the same outage. But the one I'm interested in is this one right here. Full map on. There's Fukushima Daiichi. Last updated February 8th. Data chart. Go for the 12 years. And nothing's happening. Go for the 6 month. Nope. You gotta go to the 2 month. And that's as far as they got data now. That means they scrubbed all the data We don't have any of the data anymore of what it used to be, which kind of sucks. I think they're doing this for the Olympics. And the reason why I say that is what sucks is because in the past, this is a TEPCO picture, one of their official pictures that they've actually photoshopped. So I wouldn't trust anybody with Fukushima because it's still melting down. It's still going to have an effect on us. And it seems like either not too many people care anymore. And even beyond that, is they're just scrubbing all the data. A lot of the links, if you go to articles, are 404 errors are missing. Now, this is the reason why we should worry about Fukushima because it's actually got the butterfly effect that, in theory, that one small change can result in large differences in a later state. And that's what's happening here. One effect that took place 10 years ago is going to change the course of history. And it's not going to be for the good. That's why they call it the butterfly effect. It's total chaos. This is a radiation reading of every one of these monitors around Fukushima. And as you could tell, this data used to be available and now it isn't. So you got to tell yourself, why not? And I think it's a cover up. They don't want us to know the truth. And I think that's it. They just are blatant at trying to push this underneath the covers, sweep it under the rug, however you want to call it. But I really would like to know: is this the government of Japan in coordination with TEPCO? Does Shinzo Abe know this? Like, who is behind this? Like, does the NETC, is the Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center, know this? Like, it would really be nice to know the answers. So I'm just putting it out there. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a total cover up? It's a Fukushima cover up, and we're just trying to uncover the truth. That's all we're trying to do. This is just totally blatant now. We don't have data anymore. All the data now is going to start from the last 2 months. Now, there might be some stations in Japan. I don't know. I don't know where they're at. How can you find this data? All right, now here is the video where all the sites were all inactive. See this? And now, see, as of December 1st, these were all inactive, but they still had the charts up. There is the 12-year 1-day average, and it started in 2013 is when they started actually putting the data that was to the public. And now this is all just hanky panky going on in here. But if you look now, all the data starts like right here basically. So I have a feeling the reason why they inactivated all those sites was to get rid of all this data, and now everything's up and running. But now all this data right here, where just about 2 months ago was available, now it's all gone. So, I mean, you tell me where this stuff went. I think they're just trying to keep us in the dark. That's all that could be. It's as simple as that.